Hello, Formula One fans. This is Rory. You're in Paddock Headquarters. Thank you for watching the program. Today, I want to address the Lewis Hamilton contract negotiations. There's been some reporting that has come out regarding the tie-up or the snag, which to me sounds like they're kind of major issues. But let me just lay this down as a start. If you are the individual athlete, player, or the individual period, you're always going to want more money upfront or guaranteed, and you want the longest contract you can get. You want security, right? Typically, that's what you want. You want the most money for the most amount of time. And the opposite, if you're the team or the organization, you want to get as much as you can get, but you want to hedge for as little as you have to give, right? And you want options. If things go sideways, you want to be able to pivot and move in another direction. That's always going to be the fight between the individual athlete or driver and the company, the team, or the corporation. Now, Lewis Hamilton has an incredible history. He's an incredible driver. Obviously, there's a good relationship with Mercedes. They've made a lot of money, made a lot of fans, and had a great run, which at this point seems to have stumbled, but they're trying to get it back. I answered the question in one of my earlier videos. Does Lewis Hamilton need Mercedes more, or does Mercedes need Lewis Hamilton more? And in my opinion, that's a clear answer. Lewis Hamilton needs Mercedes more than Mercedes needs Lewis Hamilton, because there's a lot of talented drivers out there, and they could replace his seat. Now, it wouldn't be with the gravitas and the history of Lewis Hamilton, but Mercedes pretty much, one of two or three teams has their pick of all the top talent that is available at any given moment. So to me, it seems like Lewis Hamilton needs Mercedes more. Now, from my report, or from my reading of the reporting, Mercedes wants to give him a 1+1, 1 year guaranteed plus an additional 1 year option. Lewis Hamilton clearly would want longer than that. He wants to finish out his career, maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever he can get, he's going to get. Now, I don't think that's the biggest hurdle that they have to overcome, though, because in the reporting, there was this ambassador role where he wants to continue on with the company for, possibly up to 10 years as an ambassador. And if I'm Mercedes, there's no way I give him that money for that, because he's not bringing any value to Mercedes. His value is in a car on the grid, winning. The value in becoming an ambassador or a spokesperson afterwards, it's hard to monetize that, in terms of tangible money. What would you be bringing to Mercedes, especially for 10 years, And if Lewis Hamilton wants to collect a paycheck from Mercedes for the next 10 years, while he bops around and goes to fashion shows and talks about social justice issues or political issues, that's actually a liability to Mercedes. They may not want somebody out there speaking and addressing those issues that could bring blowback on the team. Now, Mercedes has been pretty much a progressive company and team anyway, but I would be shocked if Mercedes did something like that. It doesn't surprise me that they don't want to put him on the payroll after his value as a driver for 10 years as an ambassador, because he's just not, what's the value? What's the money he's bringing? It's only going one way. The money's only going one way. The value in him returning it back to Mercedes at that point, 4 years out of the seat, doesn't seem to me like Mercedes would do something like that. So very interesting that the negotiations have stalled. And even more interesting is that the news leaked. So clearly it seems like either Mercedes is trying to put pressure on Lewis Hamilton, or even less likely, Lewis Hamilton is trying to put pressure on Mercedes. But they leaked it. It's out there. And to me, it seems like the pressure would be to say, look, what you're looking for might be a little bit much or a lot much. And specifically, they were saying, what he's looking for is, he needs to lower his standards, so to speak. And I think if you're Mercedes, they're very interesting, very high-level negotiations. I do think Lewis Hamilton will sign with Mercedes, whatever they give him. Maybe a 2-year deal with another 1+1 option after that. Seems like it might be reasonable. If I was Lewis Hamilton, I'd be looking at least for 2 years. Maybe 3 if you can get it. But the ambassador role, that sounds a little tricky. 10 years? No. Maybe 1 year as an ambassador, but that is fraught with peril, I think, if you're a corporation in today's day and age. And the way culture can shift on a dime, just doesn't seem like something that's going to happen. So we'll see if they get it done by the British Grand Prix. I think they probably will. But more to come. Thank you for watching the content. I appreciate you, everyone who's watching my stuff, dropping Formula One content regularly all the time. Thank you.